Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We're gonna be building a special project for PRI in December. It's like 11 a.m. on a Friday, so we got a couple months before PRI, and I've got a really cool project I'm looking forward to building for the event. And we're gonna have to be doing a lot of tube bending, and we're gonna be doing kind of some artsy stuff that has to do with a lot of chassis fabrication, but really not as technical. But man, the dude that sells these things makes this look easy to change a die. I've got to be doing this wrong. That's all I wanted. Now, to get the parts for this little build, this little sculpture that we're going to be doing, we're going to be using Rogue Fabrications bender and their dies. We're going to be using different size dies so that we get different centerline radiuses and they're not all the same shape. And we're going to be bending 1/80s out of this, and that's what's cool about this bender. We're going to start with 1 3/4 inches and then move down to 1.5 inches. Oh yeah, 1.5 inches, 1 1/4, and then down to 1 inch. Use all those different size tubes in order to make this. Even a piece of 2-inch tube bent too on the bender. Once we get all of these bends done, we're gonna put 1/80s in all these sizes of tubing. We're gonna end up cutting out each 180 so that we have just a bunch of 180s. We can make circles, we can make all kinds of angles, and then we're gonna cut those 180s out and then cut them in half and cut them in half again so that we have 180s, we got 90s, we have 45s, we have the half 27 and some change type stuff. So weird, you gotta stick a washer in here. No, stay. Yeah. I think that was the easiest die change I think I've ever done on this bender. And it was all about getting the tension on this bolt over anything else. You live and you learn. Now that we got all these 180s cut and we got all the excess cut out, we can go about cutting everything in half and half again so that we have a bunch of directions that we can use. And if you're cutting with a saw like this and you're wearing shorts like me, make sure that none of those burrs get in your boots or you're gonna have a bad time. Our last piece to get like the main bulk of this sculpture together is we gotta cut these in half and half again. Maybe we cut them in half, maybe we cut them at a kind of a special length so that it kind of accommodates for what I'm trying to put together, a little bit here and there. These are the basic bulk of the parts, but we're gonna do a couple more odds and end things, and then we're gonna stick this thing together in Indianapolis at PRI. Let's go.
2 months later.
Sharing a hotel room. Mm-hmm. You sound like you're dying at night.
Oh, I do. Sleep apnea.
Here's a sample.
We flew into the heart of performance racing, Indianapolis, home of the Indy 500, to check out the PRI show.
Let's go, guys.
Your mic's not on. Now you have to do that again.
Come on, guys, let's go.
I'm not with him. We're gonna go find Pimp Daddy Brian, who's pimping us out for the weekend.
Look at these.
Look at those. Hey, those are pretty cool. I reckon we're gonna see a lot of welds this weekend, Bo. We're gonna see a lot of welds. From what I hear, they've got top-notch craftsmanship here at PRI. There he is, our estranged father. What up, brag guy? Give me some sugar. The YouTube vibe is going to be a lot more violent now. We've realized violence is the answer.
Violent cells?
Yes.
All right, I love it.
Bestow upon him his badge so we could rub it in their faces when we walk right through.
Blue demon official, bro.
Yes.
We both felt like fish out of water, though, having a very small understanding of the car world, and had a hard time not touching everything we saw. And spent some time with our friends at Blue Demon, who graciously let us set up in their booth to do some welding.
All right, Bo's walking around, kind of scoping out the scene, getting the machine set up for finishing up this Cobra that we started in the front of this video. Now, I guess somewhere in between my shop and getting here, it got a little bit more detailed, but we got the Cobra head and we got the hood on her. We're gonna do all the welding up and getting it all set up today. So let me get all the pieces out and get everything out of this box. That'll probably go on last. This is the heaviest piece. Oh, I got all my pieces down here and they're actually labeled, and all these marks that I have on the sides, they'll all maybe hopefully line up with the corresponding, these little nicks. That's how I'm gonna line all the tubing up from whenever we did it in the shop at home. We got that all set up. We're running our torch. We got our foot pedal hooked up, our high frequency DC TIG. These are Blue Demon's new cups. They're indestructible, pretty good. Anyway, you can drop them, evidently you can throw them. Don't take my word on it. You gotta get some and mess them up. We got the BlueArc Genesis 200 LC, AC DC. Got it hooked up to 110 and we're able to get, 145 amps out of this thing as far as max off of 110. So that's kind of nice. We got plenty of beans to get this thing done. So now all it's gonna take is just some strategy to figure out how we're gonna put it together from how it was put together back at home. So it's just nothing to it but to do it. So you can see those two slices, and we also cleaned all this tubing from when we was at the house, got the mill scale off. So we wanna make sure that both that line on the back and this line on the inside line up, and then we can tack them. So really not a lot to it. I'm just gonna try to keep the high load to a minimum, pinch it, tack. So I'm getting it all tacked together, and again, I'm using these little notch marks you might could see on either end. There's two on either end with numbers that correspond to each section. So I'm getting to a point where I've got to weld this one, and it's gonna come over top of the Cobra body. I can't weld underneath there. There's no way to get underneath it. So we gotta take it off. We're gonna weld this seam and then put it on. Oh my Lanta. Oh my Lanta. What the f? Not looking great. I mean, we're gonna get it dialed in. I've got some WD-40 that I coated this in, so I did bring a grinder to this fight. Didn't think I was gonna use a lot of it, but it is what it is. Ooh, it's so hot. Wish I had a vise. We're gonna try to do as little of that as possible. So we're gonna find some cleaner and make sure these parts are clean before we weld on them like that. Drag your foot again, that's weird. It's like, it's so weird. Got Fokker here, he's cleaning my pipe. Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome, buddy.
You really know how to get in there.
Yeah, I get in there nice and tight.
Oh, look at that dirtiness. Show everybody what I'm welding on over here.
This is why you clean your material.
It's no secret.
No.
It's just a lazy step that I decided I needed to skip. That first weld turned out like ass, but I'm getting it dialed in today. This thing has pulse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I might use that today. I might turn the disco party on, bro. That's what I call it.
You have a different name for it?
Yeah, no, I don't like calling things by what they're called. Hey, that requires one conversation. What's up, man? I'm Austin. Ethan, where are you from, man? Peru? Nice. Today I'm building a sculpture, building the carbon Cobra. I built this in my shop back home, and we're just piecing it together here on the table today. It's all tube bends and all that kind of stuff. Hey, Fokker, set me up for pulse, man. Like 2 pulses per second. I might just settle for some fusion welds on these because this chunky wire makes for a chunky weld. This pulse is really helping me out to control my kind of flow or my heat input out of position. It's easier to weld. All right, well, I got it all tacked together. Now I don't want to use this big rooster tail to weld with. We're gonna have to cut down some tungsten and sharpen them up. So see what Brian has laying around. Cleaning material always looks really suggestive. You just can't do it in that way, but you gotta get that schmutz off. If we're ready to weld, we switched out the torch. We got it broke down. If you look down here, that's how many I got out of 3 tungstens. I got about 3 or 4 tungstens to weld with, all sharpening off that deal. Good to meet you finally. Adam Dueling Designs. That's what I'm putting together. Never built a snake before, always wanted to. Yeah, I'm stoked about it. We got the machine set up 145 amps. We're gonna do 2 pulses per second. We're gonna be using some 16th inch wire. This is stainless because that's what we got laying around. Not purging anything. We gotta conserve argon. We only got this one little 100, and if we're gonna weld any titanium, that's all we got all weekend. So now we're just gonna get to welding. I'm gonna do some welding, some arc shots, and we're gonna talk a little bit as I'm welding to try to just kind of show you guys what I'm up to. No, we're switching cups. We're gonna use a bigger cup. I don't want that color on there, not with these people walking around. So we're gonna switch to that FUPA 12, get off the 8, gas coverage. We're not running a lot of argon, so we gotta conserve it the best way we can, and that's gonna be with a bigger cup. So I can get away with running this thing a little bit downhill without changing that angle because I got a lot of gas coverage pouring over top of it. But now my puddle shape is gonna change. So you'll notice that every time you're on top, you got a nice tight puddle, then it gets really elongated as you come this direction. So that's why you wanna maintain that torch angle. The wire is more of like a lay wire technique. That wire is just there to fill that groove, and it's just on deck. We want to make sure this is a flush weld. We're only going to be able to weld like 3/4 of an inch at a time. Freehand, we're basically just drawing a straight line. I'm pausing my torch at every pulse point. Just a brief little pause as I move around. You're basically just drawing a straight line. Again, keeping that torch angle the same, and we're pausing at every pulse. So it's 2 pulses per second, so every half second I'm pausing for that duration. Now, if the fit up's tight and this wire gets to be too heavy, then I'm just gonna take the wire out. I won't use it. The wire just stays on deck, stays ready when it needs to, never comes out of the argon shield, but it's there when I need it, because I need a nice flat weld, and if this wire is too much and the fit's gonna make a big hump, I don't want it. We're gonna mess with a gnarly gap here. Having this pulse on really allows me to just lay this wire in my little groove, keep a really close tungsten, keep a really close tungsten arc length. Too close. You want to keep as close as a tungsten arc length. Like I said, that angle's changing, so you gotta maintain that angle. You naturally want to come away, so you just got to make sure that you're keeping that arc length really close, but not too close that you stick the old dog. So new tungsten's in. Find a way to get my hand in a spot where I can move my wire around. Get this discos party keep going. Now she's spicy. Turn it up a little from 120 on the peak to 140. I like to be able to get to moving. It's just carbon. Gotta move it. That's hot. We used to work with an old man. He would pick something up and be like, ooh. And I was like, man, was that hot? He was like, nah, it was heavy. I was like, man, you wild. We're making it through the day. The carbon Cobra is still in effect. We've got all of it welded out as far as all the joints. We're putting this haphazard bead all the way across the entire side on both sides of the Cobra to get that separation line between the belly and the back where we'll put all the scales. I'm a little bit more ambitious than I always like to be. Still got more welding to do, but the show's cool. People are cool. Great people here at PRI.
Oh, it's a tricky little bead.
These beads, I'm definitely going for speed over uniformity. So much length. I still got to get like this inside bit all the way up to this point. There's some really tight spots I got to get a cup into to get that on there. So it'll work, but I got a crick in my neck, my back. I don't know where I'm going. Oh, it's a busy day. We're getting close to the end of the day. I'm starting to duting this thing up with all the silicone bronze in the back. This will all get cleaned up. You might have more of this golder color on all of these once they get shined up. Lots of curiosity around, lots of people talking, a lot of people to talk to. I think I've sold a lot of Brian's products, so that's good for him. But we're just gonna keep duting it up, man. So I'm going back and forth on my foot pedal. You'll see that I got like 145 amps on the machine. I got it maxed out, but I'm not using any of that. Like I'm just feathering down till I see that blob kind of lay down into the steel, and then I'm backing off almost all the way until that arc stops, just so I can see while I'm moving around more than anything. It's gonna leave a little bit of an arc mark trail wherever I go, but I'm not really worried about that with what I'm doing. I'm so tired of duding stuff. Doot, doot, doot. I knew the old Mr. Tig. Dab, dab, dab. R.I.P. Mr. Tig. It's funny because nobody knows I'm listening to like gangster rap right now. Oh, that's the last of the doots. I'm done dooting it up. That'll do. It's day 2 of PRI, fresh in the morning. We're gonna wrap up this sculpture. I gotta do the belly lines on it. We got this Dremel. You only get one shot of this. If you start scribbling and messing up, or let that die grinder run away from you, you just make a mess of things. Some of these lines are better than others. That one, happy little accident. Try to wrap this thing up so I'm gonna enjoy the show, man. I hadn't seen much of any of it. Ah! Oh my gosh. You're a little mischievous little devil. The question is, do you do the bottom? No one's gonna see it. You gotta do the bottom. Never half-ass 2 things, whole-ass 1 thing. I really like these colors down here. I wish they were up higher. All that heat affected, that's what I wanted it to look like. You know, that contrast between that shiny grind and that dark heat treat. I like that. I'll let that old dog run off on you. You gotta pull that leash back. There's no fixing that. You just poopsie poopsie. Be more careful. Don't forget to wake up every morning and brush your Cobra. The Cobra is done. Alex watched me do the whole thing. What do you think?
Very nice, I like it.
Yeah.
You should do another one.
I'll teach you. How's that sound? Let's go check out the rest of this show, man. I haven't seen it yet. I'm excited to walk around. Check out my PRI.